Hey fuckers, hey fuckers. So we're back with Beyond the Harbor R, and I am so excited. Um, it's been a bit, it's been a bit since we had this thing. August 1st, it's now fucking October. So yeah, I'm expecting long because the last one's only 30 minutes, so yeah, let's get into it. Right, Ollie, we had just seen him. End of chapter one. Yeah, that was what we last saw before the video ended, and now I guess we're on to chapter two. Which, what is this gonna be? Oh, return, recall. Okay, so chapter two then. Oliver? Oliver Blanche, you here? The voice rings out across the waves again, but I don't stop my pace. One step, two. Everything that led to this, everything you've come to regret. Can you see it now? His face, permanently burned into my psyche, speaks to me. They disgust me. I try to look over my memories of him, but each time they fade from view, they come back more binding than ever. You couldn't let go of me, even after I told you what we were. Nothing. He yanks his hand out of mine violently. Hey! Told you not to touch me. But you. No. He crosses his arms. I told you exactly what you were allowed to do. No touching unless I tell you. Okay. Sunset across the horizon reflects on the waves as Don's face becomes cloaked in inky shadow. He sees me staring and scowls. What are you looking at? Is there something on my face? His smile never fades away. Don't you think it's beautiful this time of night? What the fuck was that? Okay. Oliver? Oliver Blanche, you here? I never left. Hey, you didn't pick up your phone, so let myself in. Are you still asleep in there? I feel like I am. Nothing feels real anymore. There's a knock on the bedroom door, followed by an all too familiar voice. I hope you're decent because I'm opening your door. Close my eyes again, maybe. I hadn't blinked in ages, though. My eyes were just glass orbs. What was even left to see at this point? I'm jolted from my slumbers when an intruder barged into my space. God damn it, I had a feeling I'd find you like this. The imposing polar bear standing in my doorway holds her hands on her hips while she scans over me disapprovingly. You promised me. You promised me to be ready when I got here at 10. She sighs. Some things never change, do they? I yawn and raise my long arms to the ceiling before I can get a response out. She tries to shaking her head. Don't worry about it. Hurry up and be downstairs when you're ready, please. My friend only shrugs her shoulders in response before walking out of my room. I sigh once I hear the shuffling of her feet down the hall. I'm sorry. My morning routine today is the same as it always is. I can tell as soon as my feet touch the floor. I already wish I was back in bed. Too late for that, though. Scavenge the floor for a pair of shorts that haven't been worn too many times. I eventually settle for a black pair that smell a little off, but nowhere near as bad as the others. Once those are secured on my waist, I shuffle out of the room and into the bathroom, where I leave the night's buildup of piss. Any day where you wake up and there's no blood in it, that's a good day. That quote stuck in my head ever since I first heard in junior high. Can't remember who said it. I walk over to the sink and inspect myself in the mirror. It's you disgusting sack of shit. Okay, we're going there. Fuck. I grab my toothbrush out of its case and begin the daily process of squeezing this emaciated corpse of a toothpaste tube. It's been wrung out from every conceivable angle by this point. After considerable effort, it manages to grasp out one last remnant of minty freshness. Good enough. I begin to massage my teeth and gums with the semi-hard bristles of my old brush. I received it for Christmas last year from my older sister. Honestly, it was preferable to my usual gift of nothing, or if I was lucky, some off-brand cologne set our parents had obviously grabbed out of a bargain bin for her to give to me. At least I'd actually use a toothbrush. Once I filled my teeth and been successfully deplaqued, I turned the sink back on and cut my hands together to get some water, raising my lips to rinse. As soon as the water enters my mouth, I swish it around. Sometime today, Oliver. I spit the water out in shock. Luckily, most of it ends in the sink. Showy. Wilbur stands on the doorframe behind me. I can feel the weight of her judgment as she shakes her head slowly and folds her arms. I told you we were already running behind, didn't I? The toothbrush out of my mouth and spit in the sink before facing her again. Yeah, I sort of spaced out again. I smile awkwardly. Foam from the toothpaste coating my lips and just generally making me look like a fool. She sighs aloud. I'll be waiting in the car. Hurry up in there, okay? I nod my head and turn my full attention back to the sink. The water runs steadily down from the faucet into the drain in a clear, continuous stream. Water. No, I said I wouldn't get distracted again. I run my toothbrush under the water shortly before turning the faucet off. The toothbrush returned to its proper holster. I flip off the bathroom light switch and midway towards the front door. While in a power walk, I gently pat my hoodie's pocket. Phone's there. Yep, good to go. Near the entrance to my home, I quickly slide my feet into my sandals. Quite easily. Quite possibly the easiest footwear one could own. The door opens with a little grandeur as I quickly step out and close it behind me. As soon as I do, V glares at me with disappointed eyes from the driver's side of her car. She points back to the door and pinches her thumb while twisting her hand to indicate. Fuck the door. Turn back around, pretending to lock the door and sprint to the passenger side of V's car. Polar bear types in her phone as I yank on the handle. Nothing. Door refuses to budge. I yank again, and again, and again, expecting a different result every time. I break into a panicked sweat, pulling my whole being into forcing this car door open. V side-eyes me pressing the send key on the message she was typing before pressing the lock with the most graceful touch. Unfortunately, she does this just as I yank on the door in my most forceful attempt yet. I had not properly braced for the force of it opening, and I smacked the door in my vulnerable stomach and groin. The bear buries her face in her hand as I stumble backward. Are you quite done? Well, you could try and be more supportive of a fucking depressed person. You fucking ass. The short drive out of the Bay Area is mostly uneventful. We partake in a bit of idle chatter, but the sound of tires gently rolling over asphalt consumes most of the trip. Once we enter the city proper, however, my memories of the city spark to life and shrine a beacon on the quiet streets. Arborton was hardly a city, separated from the rest of Virginia on the Delmarva. I don't have a lot of memories from when I was a kid, but from what I can piece together of my time around Baton Rouge, Arborton was different. Perfect place to hide a body, my sister said when we first arrived. Dozing off again? I shake my head. No, just thinking about the city. Arborton? She scoffs. Hardly a city. Haven't you been to DC? Shrugged my shoulders, rolled my head a bit back a bit. I don't think I've been out of this city since you took me on that ski trip in '08. Bear briefly looks at me before turning her attention back to the road. Didn't your sister get married last year? Yeah, didn't go. She squints. You said your parents were out this weekend because... They were taking a trip to the Bahamas with my sister and her husband. Her brow raises briefly before settling back into a more neutral position. But you're here? I shake my head, filling my hands comfortably in my sweater's pockets. I wasn't interested. She would start the center console to adjust the AC, turn it up. She smiles as the air ruffles her fur even more intensely, but I just retreat further into my sweater. The passenger side vent blows directly onto me, quickly lowering my body temperature to a much lower level than I'd like. Cold. Cold. I took my hands in my pockets, doing my best to contain what little body heat I had remaining. Last thing I'd want to do was embarrass myself. Don, on the other hand, walks well ahead of me. He stops to glance back every so often. Every time our eyes meet, I turn away. The heat on my face was emanating could fry an egg. If only that was enough to stop the shivering. The cold September breeze races across the waves, rolling onto the beach and lifting a bit of the sand. Nighttime was just around the corner, and the hateful gaze of the orange and yellow light just above the harbor provided next to no heat. Are you coming? Snap my gaze back to my friend and shout to him. Yeah, sorry. I jogger to catch up to him. Are we going to the... Yes. He continues his pace as if he were on a mission. My short legs do their best to keep up. His message flashes on my back in my mind. Need to talk, on my way to pick you up. It seems simple, but the way my heart soared when I read it would surely stick with me forever. I read over those 8 words at least 200 times before he actually showed up. The endless possibilities would awaited me drowned around my skull like an angry wasp, filling me with an overwhelming sense of excitement and dread. Me. Dawn wants to talk to me? Alone? It was like something out of a cheesy made-for-TV movie. It all hits me again and I clam up. My legs stop working and my heart explodes. The shrapnel pierces my lungs, cutting off my ability to breathe. Without breath, my brain goes fuzzy, and the image of Dawn ahead of me starts to distort. Did you forget Ollie? Her lips curve into a soft smile. You remember what I said about apathy, right? I tilt my head, not sure what she's talking about. Oh. She pulls the car into park on the street. Before making eye contact with me, raising a devious finger. In valedictorian speech, yes. Did you sleep through it? I shrugged my shoulders. I couldn't even tell what year she was talking about. Well, I'll repeat it here for your sake. She clears her throat before continuing. After you're born, you'll learn to care. But once you stop caring, that's the end of your life. She pauses. I can't remember where it came from, but it stuck with me when I read it. Her eyes shine brightly in the dim light, flittering in through her window. Holly. I tense up as her soft expression searches my guilty face. I'm sorry, I know I've been kind of distant for a while. She shakes her head. But that's no excuse. I should have at least called. My heartbeat intensifies, thundering like a war drum. My stomach churns and turns. I know I've said it 1,000 times, but it bears repeating. She inhales deep before exhaling a long, proud breath. I don't blame you for any of the things Dawn did. You didn't know what he was up to, and I was stupid to think otherwise at the time. The vicious rumbling crawled its way up my spine, causing every nerve to squirm in discomfort. He hurt everybody. She looks away from me. You have been hurt the worst. You may have been hurt the worst, but I accept some of the blame for that. So if this stretches up any nastiness, I'm sorry. My mind is blank, and while words catch in my throat, I don't respond. We sit there in good silence for a good while, neither daring to broach the topic again. Close my eyes, but all that exists in my head is dark, foggy memories of events I'm not even sure happened. Hey, Ollie. So I turn my head toward her and make eye contact. Go on, head to the bus stop. I gotta make this call. She gives me a weak smile. I'll catch up soon, I promise. I close my eyes, not saying a word, as I undo my seatbelt and quietly exit the vehicle. As soon as I shut the door behind me, I can see her swipe hastily on her phone and put it to her ear. She looks back at me before giving me a final tired smile, giving her full attention to the caller. I close my eyes, shaking my head. I wasn't dumb. My flip-flops clap against the soles of my feet as I walk down the sidewalk. The clasps of sole and shoe blend into the sounds of the street, though it's pretty quiet for city. Though it's a pretty quiet day by city standards. People of all types pass me, the occasional sorry as someone gets too close going the opposite way. They hide their faces from me, the people of this town. They always have. They all blend together. The best I could tell was a vague appearance and a job title. It could be said for the ones who had faces anyways. The rest had long since blended into a vague memory of a person that once existed. I try not to look, keep my head low and my eyes on the ground. The beat of my heart pulses through my big ears, each contraction of the muscle echoing inside my skull. Tired. Why am I already so tired? The trip to the bus terminal was mercifully short, but I still feel the overwhelming urge to sit myself down. I never really had the energy to do anything too strenuous, but these last few years I felt even basic activity become more difficult. My knees are wobbly, my vision is blurred, my lungs are working overtime, breathing in the salty sea air. And after what? An 11-minute walk? I practically collapse into a nearby bench, my bones audibly creaking as I do. God, I'm pathetic. I just need a few minutes of shut-eye. I lean forward, resting my head in a cradle of fingers. Just a minute. Jesus Christ, we're really going here, are we? His breath echoes through the silent darkness. I'm just... Faint blue light catches my eyes as the moon reveals herself to me. Ah, the horizon. I didn't get to say goodnight to you, did I? Gasping for air, my eyes shoot open, and I'm blinded by moonlight. The fuck is Sam? The fuck? Sam yelps out behind me. Oh, it's you. Okay. Oh, fuck, you want me to drop my phone in the water? I shake my head, trying to make sense of it, what was happening. The cat goes up from his seated position, walking over to me. Bug. You swallowed a bug is out while you're over here causing a scene. I was standing at the edge of the dock on unsteady legs, looking out toward the horizon. Completely unmoved, I stood where I was before. My mind races a mile a minute, senses returning to me all at once. I shout out the one word that repeatedly jumps to the top of my mind. Oliver! I cried his name, hoping, praying for anything. What? No, that's not one of the approved pet names. Just Sam is fine, but if you're feeling spicy, I'm willing to workshop. Ugh! A sudden pressure on my insides, I lurch over and spew my dinner into the lotion. Well, it can wait. What is happening? Oh my god. Still in the darkness after Sam opens the door for me. The hotel room was pitch black, but I remember the layout well enough to find my way to the futon by the bed. Hey, no complaining. I recoil as the lights flip on. Warned you that you ate way too much food. He steps over to me, leaning against the far wall of the room. And if you're gonna puke again, try to hit the toilet. And, you may want to take that shirt off. Still feeling woozy, I place a hand on my chest. I need a shower. I hope you brought some extra clothes. Dumb, I still fit you. In fact, I think I only have one pair of pants. After sloppily unbuttoning my shirt and sliding out of it, I flop onto my back. I shield my eyes with my inner elbow as the futon creaks under my weight. I might have extra shirt in my car, maybe. Ears foot tap, each tap of shoe against tile rattling around my skull. Hey, even listen to me right now. I shake my head, still on my under the eyes. Oh, come on, I know you're paying attention. Unfortunately, eyes bulge against the lids as he snaps his fingers. I can feel his disgustingly toothy smile beaming on me. I suppose I could let you pass out right now. But I'll be playing the fan right at you. I don't think I can sleep with that smell assault me all night. I don't even respond to him to this point. Rest. I want rest, but the memories of Oliver remain fresh in my mind. Memories. Is that what those were? It's as if the long, gangly arms were still wrapped around me, inserting shadowy fingers into my eye sockets. Well, my first instinct was to be skeptical of the nightmare. Deep down, I knew it was real. I could see through his eyes. I could feel the hopelessness woven into every fiber of his being. Ugh. The moonlight pouring in through the window above sends a chill up my spine as my heart beats in my ears. Wayward thoughts float behind my eyelids, with one in particular staring back at me clear as day. What were you, Oliver? Rather, what are you? Are you fucking kidding me? You have to be joking, right? You have to be joking. Really? You had from August to October to fucking make this update. And that's all you do. 22 minutes. You. Oh my god, I hate you. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got some really intriguing developments here. Wow. Okay, so obviously Oliver was very much suffering from depression. I'm not sure if it was suicidal or something, but it was definitely depression. And apparently JC can see that somehow. What? He can see through Ollie's memories or some shit. What? That's just weird. But it really cool. I don't think I've seen something like this in a VN before, and I'm really happy for it. God, I am invested. I am invested as fuck now. Oh my god. Okay, so thank you for joining me here, and I guess I'll see you when the next update comes in this game.